Good evening, everyone. Friends, will wait for 2 more minutes. Correct. First of all, I'm extremely sorry, guys. No, for the inconvenience that was caused on Friday, that we had some network issue. Anyhow, we were able to complete off on Saturday. And before we start our session today, I have come up with an exciting news for for all of you. We are going to provide certificates for all the students, for all the folks, whoever is going to meet a criteria, a particular conditions. So I'll be talking about them. The first one is everyone, whoever is going to watch 80% of the videos. So this program is for 30 days, right? So you guys have to watch at least 80% of these videos, and it is actually seeking for your attendance, right? Then additionally, we'll be providing you an say a form where we would like to have your suggestions, feedback. A feedback form will be provided you by, say at the end of the session. So we want your valuable feedback, say your suggestions, whatever it might be. So these two are mandatory. in order to get a certificate. But trust me, guys, we are not going to charge anything for the certificate. So, no cost, that means no fee, nothing. But this is mandatory. You know, 80% of your attendance, that means you should stream at least 80% of the videos. Then on daily basis, we'll be sharing feedback form. So in the feedback form, you should drop your feedback or suggestions on that respective day. Right. So I'll quickly recap what we have covered in the previous session. Then we'll move to the new topic, that is operators. And I'll be taking up all your technical questions at the last 5 minutes. Okay. So as we are going to conduct these trainings for the next, say, 1 month, for the entire December, it's better if you share to your friends or say relatives, whoever might be. So this is going to benefit them at the end of the day. Let's get started. So people who are joining today, who have skipped the day one, I'll quickly introduce myself once again. I'm Akhil, and I hold 4 years of experience on working in multiple AI projects. I also deliver, sessions, corporate sessions. This is a crisp introduction about me. So on day one, we have covered, you know, we have understood what will be the schedule for the next 30 days. Then we have started with Python programming. Sorry, 1 minute. Yeah. We have started with Python. Then we understood history of Python. Then, applications of Python. Then say features of Python, right? Post understanding the features, we have understood the basics, the foundations in Python, that is variables and also identifiers. So let us quickly recap. So I hope every one of you have installed Anaconda Navigator, right? As I have suggested, for a beginner, you should start with Spider. Start using Spider. Okay, don't choose any other IDE. For time being, let us go with Spider. Right. So Python is a widely well-known programming language, widely famous programming language that is used in the current market. What actually made Python famous? We have understood all the features. Python is an simple language. Then say it's an interpreted language. It's a high-level programming language. It supports both functional as well as object-oriented programming. Then it has rich libraries. It is interactive. It is a scripting language. It supports what modular programming. Then the very important feature of Python, that is it is a dynamically typed programming language. So we have understood all these features in depth. Okay, then actually these features are making Python very famous. And whatever the application might be, nowadays Python is being used as the backend code. Then who is actually the father of Python? So Guido van Rossum is the father of Python. He is a Dutch scientist. Um, he previously worked on ABC programming language. Then why he named a programming language with a snake name, we also understood the history. It's nothing but it's a famous circus that used to broadcast on BBC. It's nothing but Monty Python's Flying Circus. Because of this particular circus, Rossum have named programming language as Python. So all these are being discussed in day one. Then we went and understood the versions of Python. We visited official site of Python. We understood what are the different sections that are available on the official site. We have downloads, news, the updates, release dates, everything, all the documentation and all. So currently the recent update that we are using is 3.13 version of Python. Right. Then we also understood the real-time applications, like Python is used for everything, for building websites, then for games, gaming applications, for doing data analysis, even visualizations, for building an AI application, then cyber security, embedded systems and all. Then the features that we have discussed so far have been grabbed from different programming languages. Functional oriented programming from C, then OOPS from C++, scripting programming, running the entire script is being taken from Perl language, then running or executing your complete code. If you have your code, you know this code will be say broken into multiple modules. This is nothing but modular programming. You can work on each and every module as per your requirement. So this is nothing but modular programming, and this modular programming feature was grabbed from modular 3 programming language. Then, so all these things were being discussed. Just as a recap, we are going to discuss them here. Right. Then we have started with the basics of Python, that is identifiers and variables. Excuse me. So what is a variable? Variable is nothing but it's a container. It's a container in order to store your data. For example, if I want to store an integer, I need a variable so that I can access this particular integer whenever I want in the code, in the script. So A becomes my variable here, where A is holding the value of 10. In short, variable is nothing but it's a container. But can we define variable as per our requirement? Yes, you can define your variable as per your requirement. What is stopping you? There are some ground rules. You have to obey these ground rules. Until unless if you don't violate it, you'll not get any kind of error. But if you violate the ground rules, you cannot define your variable. So what are the important ground rules that we have to define a variable? A variable should always start with a letter or underscore. So this is a basic one. Make sure your variable always starts with a letter, an alphabet, or underscore. What does that mean? Can't we start, or is it not possible to initialize or define a variable with a number? No. No. What if I use any special character at the starting position of my variable? Not accepted. So these are the important ground rules that we have to obey when you define your variable. Right? Then variables are case sensitive. Not variables exactly. It is Python is case sensitive. That means, say if I have a variable like this, age is equals to 20. Then I'll define one more variable, age is equals to 20. Are these both same? No. With respect to case, in the first example that we have, the characters in age are completely in lowercase, whereas the characters in example 2 are in proper case. Python being case sensitive, both of these are not same. So this will be treated as a separate variable and this will be treated as separate one. Right? So be careful guys, and it's a good practice that if you always define your variable with lowercase characters only. Okay, so better avoid defining your variables with uppercase or proper case. This is also accepted, but don't go for it. The best practice will be defining or keeping all the characters of your variable in lowercase. Right. No special character except underscore. Yep. And the final one is this is very bit important. That is keywords. Keywords in Python cannot be used as variables. What are these keywords? Keywords are nothing but the reserved words that we have in Python. Like if, for, while, there are in total 36 keywords, and these 36 keywords cannot be used as variables. Akhil, how can I get the information about the variables? Simple. It's very simple, guys. Just import keyword module. What is a module? We'll discuss later. But import is again a keyword. Okay. In order to get the list of keywords that are present in Python, we have to import keyword module, then print that list. From keyword, there is a KW list in keyword. Just print that list of keywords. So here are the 36 keywords which cannot be used as variables. We'll talk about what is our module, what is import and all. We'll talk later, not now. But if you have a question of what are the keywords present in Python, here are the 36 keywords, and you cannot use them as your variables in script in your code. So what do you mean to say? What do you understand from it? False cannot be used as a variable. But how is false here? False is in actual proper case. What do you mean by proper case? Proper case means the first character is in uppercase and rest of the characters are in lowercase. That is called as proper case. So proper case false cannot be used as variable. What if I keep the entire false in lowercase? Can I use this false as my variable? Yes. How come? Python is case sensitive, guys. Python is case sensitive. So make sure you never use the case as is, so that it doesn't accept the keywords as variables. But still, if you want to use them, just change the case. Job done. Right. So I'll make it fast. So this is what we have discussed so far. I mean, on the day one, we have also understood the examples. Taking the name, defining a variable, then giving a value to store inside that variable. My variable is equals to 10. And if you see here, my variable is equals to 10 has been executed And under variable explorer you can see that my variable which holds a value of 10 and the type is integer. So why spider? This is the advantage of using spider. You know, no other IDE, no other tool helps or gives you this kind of information you cannot see in any other IDE. That is the reason we always suggest spider for beginners. If you are comfortable in understanding the code, then use your own ID. I mean, your required ID, whatever it might be. Visual Studio, Jupyter Collab, or PyCharm, whatever it might be. But if you are a beginner, start using Spider only. So what is this int? Int is nothing but integer, but it's telling that in my variable, the value that was stored is 10, and what kind of type it is? It is an integer. What is the size of it? It is 1. I hope it's clear. Now let us go to the next example. X is equals to 30. So will it execute? Yes, because I'm not violating any kind of rule here. So this is also executed. X int 30 and the size is 1. Perfect. What about line number 125? Again, I'm coming with the same expression, or am I defining the same variable? No, guys, because the X that I have in line number 123 is in lowercase, whereas the X that I have in uppercase and in 125 is in uppercase. So both are not same. I'll execute this. So it creates me a new variable. Both are not same. Python is case sensitive. And what will be the best practice? 123 is the defining a variable in line number 123 is the best practice. Right. Then this is also line number 127 will execute because we are not violating any condition over here. Then 129 will execute. All the values that you see here are integers. Am I right? All of them are numbers. But here in line number 131, I'm going to store text. Okay, in Python, it is nothing but string. That non-numeric data that we have, we are going to keep it as string. And in general, this string is represented in quotations. You see here, quotations. So executed, the name of the variable is user underscore name, type is str is nothing but string, value is column, but if you see the size, it is not 1, it is 5. Why? Each and every character takes size of 1. This takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is the reason we have the string username is size 5. But the same, it doesn't apply for integer. Akhil, even if you go to the above example, there are 4 numbers. So why it did not take the size as 4? No. This together it's a number, it's an integer. So the size will be 1. Only for string, each and every character will take size 1. We'll discuss in depth when we go and discuss about strings concept. For time being, if you have a question, I'm just clarifying why it is 5 over here. Right. Then, will this execute? No. The reason is I'm starting with a number and it will throw me an error. And if you see here, it says that invalid syntax. Why? Violating the ground rule. Even if you see or if you just hover your mouse on the cross mark, It tells that we have syntax error. Okay, so advantage of using spider again. Let us also try executing 135. It will throw us error again. The reason is we are trying to use hyphen, which cannot be used in a variable. So not possible. We cannot define my hyphen variable as our variable. Then class is a keyword. So as I'm using class as it is, that is the reason even if you see the color of class is completely different. I mean, say it is in violet. Yep. So even if you observe here, keywords are highlighted in violet. So this is a keyword. What if I want to make it as a variable? Simple. Just make it proper keys. Now this becomes your variable. I hope you got my point, but let me go back. Right. Then the last example that we have discussed is MySpace VAR, which is again not possible because we cannot keep it as our variable. The reason is it contains space. Even space is considered as a special character, invalid syntax. So we are getting an syntax error. So till here we have discussed in the last session. Right now, today we are going to discuss a new topic called operators. But before that, there is one more point that I think I did not discuss it on the last day, on day one. So variables, whatever we have discussed, are of two types. One is local variable and the other one is global variable. Okay, so what is a local variable and what is a global variable? We'll not understand here, but when we start understanding functions, we'll go and understand local and global variables because it doesn't make sense if I teach them here. So let us skip that part for now, and we'll start operators in Python. Right, a new topic. Let's get started. So operators in Python. What are operators? What is the meaning of an operator? Operators are nothing but symbols, isn't it? Yep. So whatever you see here, all of them are operators. They are used to perform a certain operations. Okay, so we'll try to understand all the different operators present in Python. Okay, starting from arithmetic operators, followed by assignment, then comparison, followed by logical, then membership, identity, and finally bitwise operators. Okay, so operators is a very important topic, a very important foundation with respect to Python programming. Why? Because we will be using these symbols throughout our code. Yep. In order to build your logic, in some point of time, we have to come and use these symbols, operators. Okay, so we'll start with arithmetic operators, going back to our school days. Okay, so let us become a child now and start learning addition, subtractions, and all. But are we going to do the calculations? No, no, guys. Everything will be done by Python. Just we have to understand the syntaxes. Job done. The first type of operator, that is arithmetic. So, what is the purpose of learning these arithmetic operators? Arithmetic operators are used to perform arithmetic operations. What are the different arithmetic operations that we can perform? Addition, subtraction, then multiplication, division. You can also get reminder, modulus, then power, exponential. So all of these we are going to perform using different operators. I'll take a small example and understand each and every operator. So I'm coming up with a small variable a is equals to 10. So I'll do one thing. Let me restart the console so that my memory gets cleaned and it will be very clear for you. Yeah, right. So a is equals to 10. I'm defining a variable a and I'm storing a value of 10. So done. A integer, the value is nothing but 10. Then I'm storing 5 in b. 5 in b. Clear. Now let us start, you know, the arithmetic operators. The first arithmetic operator that we are going to perform is addition. I need not explain what is an addition. So addition is nothing but we are going to add the numbers. So what are we going to add? A and B. Okay, so A holds value of 10 and B holds value of 5. So A plus B will be 15. Should I do it? No. Just keep your cursor on the code, on the line, then click on the execute button. See. What is print? Print is a function. Okay, so print is an inbuilt function which is used to print the results to the console. So, what does that mean again? Without print, can't we get the output? No, it's not the case. Even without print, I can get the output. A plus B in 167, I don't have print function, but I'm executing the line number 167. You see, still I get the output 15. Akhil, I had a question. Yeah, please. Why 15 is not getting stored in the variable explorer? Why it is only displaying in the console? Yeah, that's true. But did you assign any variable to your output? Your performing operation, this is good. Addition operation is what being performed. That's good. But where are you actually storing your output? Did you come up with any variable? No. If you don't, or if you did not mention any variable, how can you expect Python to do it? So you have to do it. How? Simple. C is equals to A plus B. Now, yes, got it, Akhil. Simple, guys. Python is, I'm telling it's very simple if you understand it from scratch. So that is the reason I'm telling you again, join on time and we are going to learn Python from scratch. Right? If you don't have enough time or if you don't, join the live session, at least try to go through the recording, you know, complete the video. So I hope addition operator makes sense, nothing but the plus. Plus is addition operator, then what are A and B called? A and B are nothing but operands. Operator works with operands to give the output or to perform a particular operation. Got it? Now, let us go and perform subtraction. A minus B. So 10 minus 5. It will be 5. Clear? 10 into 5. So into we'll represent it with, I mean multiplication will be represented with asterisk mark. Okay. So 10 into 5, it will be 50. How simple it is. Then A divided by B. A, and the division operator is represented with slash. So this is nothing but, you know, 10 divided by 5. So how many times, so what will be the output first of all? 5 twos are 10. 5 twos are 10. So a division operator will always return us quotient. So which is nothing but 2 in our case. And keep this one point in your mind. Division operator will always return float. What is float? Nothing but decimal. Numeric values with the decimal values. Instead of being it 2, it will be 2.0. A division operator will always return only decimal. Clear? Then A, then the next module, the next operator that we have is floor division. A, floor division B. Floor division is represented with double slashes. Okay, so double slashes is nothing but floor division. So what does floor division return? It is also performing the division again, but it will perform round down. It round downs the value. So it will be like, let me keep it over here, 10 floor division 5, which is nothing but 2. So here it's perfect. You are getting a perfect integer. What, say, if you have like this 10 floor division 3. In this case, the coefficient will be 3.333, so on. But since you are using floor division, it round downs and it returns only 3, not 3.333. Okay, so here as we are getting a perfect number, perfect integer, we cannot understand it better, but this example makes sense, right? 2. Then we have modulus operator, which is represented with percentage A modulus B. Modulus operator returns remainder. So 10 modulus 5. How much remainder are we going to get? 0. Because 5 twos are 10. 10 minus 10 will be 0. So I'll keep it very basic. See, 5, 10, 5 twos are again 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. This is nothing but dividend. This is called divisor. This is called coefficient. And this is called as remainder. A modulus operator returns remainder. Got it? A division operator returns quotient. Floor division operator also returns quotient, but it round downs to an integer. Instead of returning a decimal, it round downs to a nearest integer. So I'll quickly run line number 181. and the output is 0. The final arithmetic operator that we have is exponential or power, which is represented with double asterisk mark. So this is nothing but 10 raised to the power 5. 10 raised to the power 5, which is nothing but 1 lakh. You see here 1 with 5 zeros. So arithmetic operators are very simple because we are learning from our school days. We are not going to spend more time on this. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, modulus, and exponential. Nothing but power. Might be floor division and modulus are two new operators that might be that we have learned today, but rest of them we have been using from our school days. Chalo, let's go to the next operator, that is assignment. What is the purpose of assignment operator? Assignment operators are used to assign the right hand side value to left hand side value. That means in line number 189, my right hand side value is 20, which is being assigned to left hand side variable, which is x, using assignment operator. So in Python, the assignment operator that we have is equals to x is equals to 20. That means we are assigning 20 to x by using an assignment operator. Okay, so whenever you declare or whenever you define a variable, for sure you have to use an assignment operator. So I am going to store 20 in x, then I am coming up with a new variable y, and the value is 5. Done. Now let us come up with a simple assignment. What am I doing in line number 193? X is equals to y. So my right hand side value is y, which holds a value of 5. And what am I doing? This 5 I am assigning to x. So observe carefully, guys. Previously I had x. In x I had 20. After executing line number 193, x becomes or x holds value of 5. Done. Then I am printing the value of x to the console. Python is very easy, guys. How simple are the syntaxes? It's like English language. If you observe carefully, x is equals to y, then x is equals to 20, y is equals to 5. All of them we have used to write so far, but now we have to type it. On daily basis, you have to do hands-on. Got it? Now let us do one thing. Let us combine both arithmetic operators and assignment operators. The arithmetic operators that we have learned so far, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, floor division, exponential, all of them will be combining with assignment operator. How? This is a shortcut that we have to be adapted to this. What exactly is this? X plus is equals to y. This is nothing but x is equals to x plus y. Let me keep it the pen. So this is telling that x is equals to x plus y. X is equals to x plus y. This can be written as x plus is equals to y, which is nothing but x is equals to x plus y. So what are we doing here? It's simple. Instead of writing in this fashion, I am writing in shortcut. What does that mean? Already I have values in x and y. I'll perform addition operation. Then post after getting the output, I'll be storing it in x. So it's nothing but you are updating the value of x. So can you use the chart and tell me what will be the output here? It's nothing but x is equals to 5 plus 5. It's nothing but x is equals to 10. So here it will be 10. Sure? Okay, let me execute. Done? Done. Sorry. Let me print the value of x, 10. I hope it's clear, but you have to get habituated of writing the code in this shortcut. In general, when you type or when you come up with multiple codes in future, majority of the developers write in this fashion. They'll not keep it elaborated. Shortcuts will be used. So start typing in this way. It's very easy. We are having a combination of both arithmetic operator and assignment operator. Okay. Now let us do it for subtraction. This is nothing but x is equals to x minus y. Where what will be the output? So x is 10, y is 5. 10 minus 5 will be 5, and x finally takes the value of 5 back. Simple guys. Pay attention. I'll take up all your questions at the last 5 minutes. Right. Then multiplication in the same way, let us also do multiplication. X asterisk mark is equals to y, which is nothing but x is equals to x into y. So x holds 5, y also holds 5. 5 into 5 will be 25, and finally 25 will be stored in x. Observe variable explorer. Keep an eye on it. Then I am printing x. So x has been updated with 25. Then in the same fashion, let us also perform division. X is equals to x divided by y. So 25 by 5. What will be the answer? How many of you say the answer is 5? If you say the answer is 5, you are wrong. Why? It will be 5.0. That's what I'm telling. I need your complete concentration. 5.0 will be the output, guys, not 5. Why? Because we are using division operator. A division operator will always return a float. What is float? We'll understand. Float is nothing but an integer with decimal values. Okay, so let me execute. It will be 5.0, not 5. See, then I'm printing x to console. Then let us perform floor division. X floor division is equals to 5. So 5.0 divided by 5. The answer will be 1.0. So again the same concept guys. Nothing new. There is nothing new. Next to floor division, we have modulus with assignment operator. So 1.0 divided by 5. What will be the output? 1.0 modulus 5. The answer will be 1.0 only. This is a special case in modulus operator. Why? In modulus operator, it checks for the numerator first. Every time the numerator should be greater than the denominator. If the numerator is less than the denominator, the output will be given as it is. It's nothing but the numerator. It doesn't perform any kind of division. So just make a note of this. In modulus operator, numerator should be greater than denominator. If numerator is less than denominator, the output will be numerator as it is. Okay. I am executing. See. Is there any change? No. Why? The denominator is less than the numerator is less than the denominator. Then finally exponential power 1 power 1.0 raised to the power 5. It's nothing but 1.0 only. There is no change with respect to the value of x. And this marks the end of assignment operators. So in Python, we had only one assignment operator. It is nothing but is equals to. Is equals to is the only assignment operator that we had in Python. And whatever we have understood so far, the combinations between arithmetic and assignment operator. So all of these comes under the combinations. Right. Let us not waste our time. We'll jump into the next operators, that is comparison operators. So again, the comparison operators are something not new for us. So what is the purpose of comparison operators? Comparison operators are used to compare two values. Simple. So I hope you remember less than, greater than, right? Less than or equals to, greater than or equals to, is equals to, not is equals to. All of these comes under comparison operators. And comparison operators always result as or always return as only two values. One is true or it might be false. Why only these two values, Akhil? Because when you compare two values, 100 greater than 50, it might be either true or false. In this case, it is true. So, remember this point. A comparison operator will always return only Boolean values. What are the Boolean values? True or false. It might be true or false. Only these two values will be written by comparison operators. Right. Let us take an example again. X is equals to 100. I am going to define a variable that is x. And what is the value that I am going to store in x? it's 100. X, the value that is being stored is 100 and the type is integer and the size is 1. It's clear. In the same way, I am going to store 50 in Y. Y, the value is 50, type is integer and the size is 1. Now let us start using comparison operators. The first comparison operator that we are going to learn or understand is equal to. Double is equals to is equal to in Python. It's not single is equals to. Double is equals to means is equals to. X is equals to Y. Is 100 is equals to 50? No. So the output should be false. Simple. Then next operator that we have under comparison operators is not is equals to. What is the symbol that is being used? Exclamatory followed by is equals to. X not equal to Y. Yes, 100 is not equal to 50. So this should return true. I'm just using print function and I'm printing the output to console. There is nothing, rocket science here. Syntaxes are very simple. The third comparison operator that we have here is greater than. X greater than Y. Is 100 greater than Y? 100 greater than 50? Yep, true. X less than Y. 100 less than 50? False. X greater than or equals to Y. 100 is greater than 50. Yes, this is also true. So why am I not stressing more time? Why I'm not taking more time is these operators are very we got habituated of using them from our school days. So let us not waste time on this. And the final comparison operator that we have is less than or equals to. 100 less than or equals to 50. False. So a comparison operator returns only Boolean value. It might be true or false. But what is the purpose of using a comparison operator? A comparison operator is used to compare values, two values. What are the different types of comparison operators that we have? Is equals to, not is equals to, greater than, less than, greater than equals to, less than equals to. Simple. Then comes the fourth operator in Python, and you have to pay attention from here. That is logical operators. What is the purpose of using logical operator? The purpose of using logical operator is they are used to combine two or more conditional expressions. Nothing but say so far in the above examples, in the conditional operators, we are working with only one conditional expression. This is an expression, right? So I can work on multiple expressions by taking or by using a logical operator. What are the different logical operators that we have? And, or, not. First of all, what does a logical operator return? Again the same, true or false. It might be true or false. That's it. Got it? So, AND operator, let us understand the truth tables of what is AND operator, OR operator, and NOT operator. So first we'll go with logical AND. AND operator returns true if both the conditions are true. If both of the conditions, I'll take two expressions. If both of them are true, only then the end operator returns true. What about the rest? All of them are false. Why? In rest of the cases, both the expressions doesn't hold true. So this is the truth table of AND operator. Let us go and work on a simple example. I am taking a variable p and I am storing a value of 20 in it. And in the same way, I am declaring a variable q and I am storing a value of 10. And if you observe in the variable explorer, all the variables that are stored in the variable explorer will be arranged alphabetically from A to Z, P, Q, X, Y. Clear? Now let us use logical AND. How many How many conditional operators do we have? Two. Yes. I have two conditional statements. P greater than Q. Is P greater than Q? Yes, true. P not equals to 0. Yes, 20 not equals to 0. This is also true. The first expression is true and the second expression is also true. So for AND operator, if both the conditions are true, the output will be true. Let me execute it. Clear? It's very simple if you remember this truth table. AND operator returns true when both the expressions hold true. Then OR operator. OR operator returns true if either of the condition is true. It means if any one of the condition is true, then the output will be true. Only if both the conditions are false, then the output will be false. Simple. So let me take an example. P less than Q, 20 less than 10. Is it true? False. Or P greater than 0, 20 greater than 0. Yes, this is true. So this is false, this is true. If any one of the expression holds true, then OR operator returns true. The output is true. The final logical operator that we have is NOT. NOT is very simple, guys. NOT operator is used to reverse the output. Okay, for example, if your expression holds true, the NOT operator returns false. If your expression holds false, if the expression doesn't hold true, then the NOT operator returns true. Here is an example for us. P is equals to Q. Double is equals to is nothing but is equals to. Is P is equals to Q? 20 is equals to 10? False. So not of false will be true. Not is used to reverse the output, reverse the Boolean value. See how simple are the operators in Python. So far we have understood arithmetic operators, then assignment operator, conditional operator or relational operators, and now we have understood logical operators. The next operators that we have are membership operators. Okay, so what are these membership operators? Membership operators are used to verify the existence of the value in an iterable object. In the sense, If you have, say, there is a value, okay, so you are going to check this value present in an object, whether 10 is present in this object or not. Membership present or not. If it is present, it returns true. If it is not present, it returns false. Right? So again, membership operator returns Boolean values, that is either true or false. Apart from true or false, membership operator doesn't return anything. What are the different membership operators that we have in Python? In, not in. So in operator returns true if the value is found in the sequence. In the sequence, if the value is found, then it returns true. If the value is not found, it returns false. In the same way, not in returns true if the value is not found in the sequence. So it is quite opposite to in. In, not in. So we'll better take an example so that we'll understand how does this in and not in operators work. Right? I'm going to come up with a string. Okay, so the name, the value that is present in the string is data signs, and I'm going to store this data signs to a variable called string. Is it accepted? Yes. Why? I did not violate any condition or any rule of variable. So it accepted. And even if you see here, the name of the variable is string and the value that string holds is data signs. What is the type? It is string, the non-numeric data, text data. And why are we using quotations? String is represented with quotations only. So I'll talk about strings more in the next topic. For time being, let us not go deep into the strings topic. Then why the size of string is 12? As I told you, each and every character takes size 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 4. 7 plus 4 is 11, right? Then how come 12? Even space takes length 1, size 1. So 11 plus 1 will be 12. Be careful, guys. Especially we'll talk about more when we discuss strings topic. So the size of the string is 12. Let us continue. I have defined a string and the value that is being stored is data signs. Right. Now let me use membership operators. D is the value. D is nothing but the string. D in string. What is string? String is nothing but data signs. Is D in string? Yes. D is in string. Where is D? Here it is. So D and D. Yep. Both are in uppercase. So in operator. What am I using? In operator. So this has to return true. Let me go with the next one. D in string. What is the difference between 296 and 297? The difference is the value. What is the value? The D that I have in line number 296 is in uppercase, and the D that we have in line number 297 is in lowercase. Right? So, is lowercase d present in the string? No. So, what will be the output? False. I hope it is clear. Membership operators, there are only two. One is in and the other one is not in. So in and not in are actually checking the presence and not the presence and the existence. right? So in line number 298, signs in string. Yes. So this is also true. Then ATA not in string. ATA not in string. No, no, no. I had ATA. So this will be false. ATA is in string, guys. Right? So it says not in. So no, I had it in my string. Then AS not in string. AS, no, okay. It is A spaces, okay. So this will be true because I don't have A and S combined in my string. Whereas in the last example, A space S in string, yes. A space yes is in string. True. In, not in. In operator returns true if the value is found in the string or in the sequence. And when does it return false? When the value doesn't present in the sequence. In the same way, not in operator returns true if the value is not found in the sequence, and it returns false if the value is found in the sequence. So I'll stop it here for the day because we are done with the time. Okay. Now I'll take up all your questions. We'll continue with our next topics from tomorrow. Right. So any questions? Make it fast, guys. Any questions? So my team have shared, the feedback form in the chat. Good, good. So I want everyone to share your valuable feedback. If not, you can come up with a suggestion so that we'll try to uh, you know improve our way of teaching. But as I told you, we are going to provide a free certificate for all the participants who are going to attend 80% of the classes with your valuable feedback. So your feedback is must and should. Okay. Is it possible to connect using uh Sileta will do it in the next for the next program. Even we had a lot of programs coming up next. We'll be doing in the next program. We'll be implementing this. Yes, yes, understood, Srilata. We'll do it. Screen font, okay, okay, Gautami. Sure, I'll increase the screen font from next time from tomorrow's class. Anything else? Thank you. Right. Sir, can you please explain me to say? Sure, Vivek. Okay. So whoever is having any issues, we'll be sharing on Google Meet if possible. We'll see. Then we'll try to rectify your software issues. Shouldn't it consider as no, 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 no. See, that's what I told. When you are keeping it as x is equals to y, the y value will be assigned to x. That is the purpose of assignment operator, right? So x will be updated with 5, Sahana. Okay. What is the difference between membership but both operational? No, right? See, in identity operator, what is the purpose of using identity operators? We can use multiple conditional operators, or say we can use multiple comparison operators, comparison expressions. Whereas membership is actually helping us to check whether the value is present in the sequence or not. Right? So there is a lot of difference between both of them. They're not seeing. Okay. Have installed Privy but unable to see the console. Srinivas, just do one thing. In the settings, you have to go and reset your settings to the default spider layout. You'll get the console. That you can do it off with the help of GPT or any YouTube. Right. Request to change the background. Okay, is black not that much good because white, you know, many of my students say that white is not a proper color for the background, so that is the reason I keep it as black. But anyways, we'll see. That Shakila, we'll discuss all these things when the data types concepts comes. Spider is better, Patil. Until unless you save it in your machine, you can have the access for all the notes. Okay, text not clear. Hmm. What is algorithm in Python? Ah, we are in the basic level, right? Let us not complicate ourselves. Okay, we'll walk step by step. Sure, sure. From tomorrow, I'll increase the font size because I see majority of you are asking me to increase the font. Sure. Any other technical questions? If not, we are done for the day. I hope the sessions are very, interesting and they are very beneficial for you in the future as well. So try to join the session on time and utilize this program in a right way. Thank you so much, guys. We'll connect tomorrow at the same time and continue with the rest of the topics. Thank you so much. Have a great day.